Weekend update with
Big Dumb Harry. Thank you. I'm Big Dumb Harry, and this is the news. Brandon Moreno defeated Steve Erceg at UFC Mexico last night, earning him his first win in Mexico City after 3 failed attempts. Which is also how many tries it took Moreno to cross the border before the UFC gave him a contract. It was a dominant decision for Moreno, mostly because Steve Erceg fought like he just got off a 14-hour flight and forgot why he was there. The commentators praised Steve's flashy yet soft punches, but Erceg still did not get the win. Turns out, if one guy is shadowboxing and the other guy is actively trying to Cain Velasquez someone, the judges notice. Many fans were worried about Steve Erceg's mental state after the fight. His friends and family weighed in, saying, "You should see him when he wins." In the co-main event, Manuel Torres hit Drew Dober with about 20 back-of-the-head shots. The UFC is reviewing the footage to determine if the shots were illegal. Meanwhile, Drew Dober is reviewing the alphabet. The commission says they'll investigate the back of the head shots. Dober, meanwhile, spent 6 minutes trying to unlock his phone with a spoon. This just in, the shots were ruled so blatantly illegal, John Jones tried to take credit for them. Raul Rosas Jr. fought last night and won a close but boring decision. To quote Rosas Jr., "I'm not satisfied with my performance." To which fans responded, "Yeah, no shit." Doctors say Raul Rosas Jr. is at no risk of CTE because any punch strong enough to reach his brain has to first get through his chin. Scoring experts weighed in, stating he's the only fighter where you can't tell if he's been hit yet. After the broadcast, police reported a new Mexican urban legend, El Disgusto. El Disgusto, which is Spanish for, "Hey lady, don't have kids with your cousin." Joe Pyfer pulled out of his fight with Kelvin Gastelum due to a sudden illness in Mexico. In his defense, the doctor said it was either the water, the altitude, or watching Kelvin shadowbox. The UFC is calling it a sudden illness, which is a polite way of saying Kelvin Gastelum just won his first fight of the year by diarrhea. Michael Chandler will now fight Paddy Pimblett at UFC 314, or as Michael Chandler calls him, Timu Conor McGregor. Michael Chandler will face Paddy Pimblett in a special bout for the new title of Most Marketable Guy Who'll Never Win a Championship. This just in, Colby Covington will be the referee. Speaking of Conor McGregor, in a press conference this week, he announced he's stepping away from fighting. Not to be confused with the last 5 years, where he fought all these guys. In other news, Khabib Nurmagomedov released his new musical in New York City today. It has initially drawn very negative reviews from some theater critics, one in particular saying, "It was the worst tap performance I've ever seen, and I know tap performances." Bryce Mitchell says Jean Silva is sending demons to attack him in his dreams. And if that doesn't work, Silva is expected to try something even scarier, reading a book to Bryce. Mitchell says demons are attacking him in his sleep. Experts were shocked, assuming Bryce's dreams were just reruns of Duck Dynasty and chemtrail compilations. Mitchell has asked the UFC to sanction the first ever fight and live exorcism. Winner gets a Bible, loser gets vaccinated. Tom Aspinall brought a toy duck to UFC London to mock John Jones for avoiding a fight with him. Which is weird because when John Jones ducks people, it usually involves a pregnant woman and no insurance because of that hit and run. Bellator legend Patricio Pitbull has signed with the UFC, which is great news for UFC fans who have always wondered what 2013 looked like. Brendan Schaub stated that he would need $5 million to fight again. Fans asked, will he take $5 million to shut the fuck up instead? Brendan says he needs $5 million to fight again. He also needs $10 million to be funny and $20 million to learn how to count. Cain Velasquez was sentenced to 5 years in prison this week for shooting at the man who molested his daughter, while that man still walks free. Police say Cain could have avoided this mess entirely if he had just molested the man back like a good citizen. And that's the news.